David Banta. You're here today with your Dave Banta's home recording studio tips and advice. What are we doing today?
Well, I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of calls. I know that this is what people want to hear and want to know about, so we're going to talk a little more about doing your own internet radio station.
Oh.
And it surprises me the reasons people want to start their own internet radio station. A lot of producers these days are actually DJs, and so they
You
actually.
mean record producers?
A lot of people, yeah, who produce like hip hop and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Not
No, people.
film producers.
No. Yeah, record producers or music producers. A lot of them are DJs, and so they would like to have their own radio station. Everything. I went to this girl's house. She's a famous marriage counselor this week, and I set up a little radio station for her in her house there with a couple of mics, and I've been helping a lot of people do that, and people have been having a blast. And the thing that's really cool is, you really have to start out with the free service, because the expensive service, the one that allows you to play any music that you want to play, like your favorite songs, is really expensive until you get a lot of listeners.
Because
they pay the royalties.
Right.
And it actually starts at like $75 just to be able to broadcast to 25 or less people. And I'm like, how can you make $75 broadcasting to 25 people? You know what I'm saying? So the way to start is ubroadcast.com, the letter U and broadcast.com. It's actually similar to ustream.tv, but ustream.tv is all based around broadcasting television, whereas ubroadcast.com is like more around radio. You can broadcast anything from your concerts to your church services. You can do talk shows. I go on there. There are actually people who set up sets that look just like what we have right here, and you can tell it's in their living room because you can see the kitchen and the bathroom behind them.
And hear the
But
babies crying and the dogs barking.
Yeah, and so they have mics like us and stands like us and headphones like us, and they get tens of thousands of people listening.
That's great.
Yeah, they're cool.
Do they have green rooms like that?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
If you just joined us, I'll explain that joke to you. It's an
Okay.
inside joke. We did something right. Go ahead, David.
Oh, okay. So the thing about ubroadcast.com is you can broadcast independent stuff that you have permission, and other people that are broadcasting are making their stuff available to you, and you can make your stuff available to other people broadcasting. So you can actually come up with a really cool show of independent music if you can sort through all of that and come up with some great tracks. One of the cool things about ubroadcast.com, ustream.tv is really strict about not earning money on it. But ubroadcast.com is a lot more lenient. You can push your products, push your CDs if you want to sell CDs. You can push your tickets. You can even do product demonstrations, or you can perform live for them or whatever. But I've gone and I set up at least 10 people now for different types of things, and they've had the time of their life. They're just really having fun having like their own internet radio station. And I wanted to mention the hardware, because what hardware do you need to do this? Because that's one of the first questions I get. You need a microphone, and you can get a $10 mic for $10 or even less at like Fry's if that's all you got to get started. Just go and get a little USB microphone, and technically that's all you need to start, because the service is free for what we're talking about right now. They're adding pay-per-view later on, and on demand and stuff like that, where people can pay, to see your shows and listen to your shows. But that's coming later. But the hardware that you want to get, if you're only going to be one person talking, then the cheapest, easiest way to get into it is get a USB microphone. And like I said, they range from $10 at Fry's for a cheap one, which will work fine, to an expensive one at Sam Asher Guitar Center that's actually much better. So you can start for $10 and go up higher than that. But if you're using a USB microphone, then you only have one mic available, because the computer sees that as a sound card, and that's it. So if you want to use two microphones, and I know a lot of people actually are doing that because they're interviewing people. the quickest and easiest way to do that, and because I just set someone up with this at their office, is to get a sound card. Long story short, what a sound card is it's think of it as an adapter from the microphone to the USB. So it's a little box. You plug your mic into the box, and then you plug the box into the USB, and then you're good to go. And if you get one that has stereo left and right, it has two mic inputs, so you can plug one mic into the left side and one mic into the right side, and it shows up as two mono. And also one other thing I want to quickly mention is a lot of these people are recording and editing, and you can save playlists, so your show can be broadcasting when you're not even at home. A lot of people are using a program that we talked about before, and a lot of the DJs here at the station use, it's called Audacity, Audacity, Audacity.
I got it. It's
Yeah.
Audacity.
I thought, well, I hear it both ways. I don't know.
Right,
I have no idea.
I love it.
But it's
great.
free, and it's I think I turned you on to that, didn't I? I told her you had it before.
Yeah, I had it before.
Yeah, but it's perfect for that, and it's
Yeah.
so simple that this psychologist doctor who said, I don't want to understand anything technical, was able to use it and,
Yeah,
and
it's
use
easy,
Audacity
it's nice.
without any coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that will get you two microphones if you get a sound card. Now, if you want to get a little bigger than that, you're going to have to get yourself a little mixing board. So just think, if you go to like Sam Ash or Guitar Center or whatever and tell them what you want to do, they can set you up. Or on ubroadcast.com, you can click on, they have a little shop there, and you can click on it, and they have like a little mixing board and a little USB mic, and they're really cheap actually. So you could look at what you want to get and go buy it at Guitar Center, or you could order it online.
What I'm hearing from you, David, is that basically you can go from one mic, which is about as small as you can get,
Yeah,
to
10
literally a whole studio where
Yeah.
you've got about 6 or 7 mics and an engineer. You can do all
They
of
do
that.
it. They do it, and they
Because it
have
still
people
gets down to
on
one signal. Whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
still going to,
What a
put
mixing
out
board does, and I know it scares people who want to do talk shows, what a mixing board does is it'll take like 5 mics and combine them down to one. That's why it's called a mixer. It takes the 5 mics, you adjust the volume of each microphone, and when it comes out of the board, it mixes it down to the stereo. or
And you
mono.
can have, you can have CD player going in.
Yeah, you can do that, but what's
stereo,
really good about
whatever.
ubroadcast.com that I don't believe Ustream.tv has, because I couldn't find it, is you can actually upload MP3s and you can rip CDs in, and it'll actually broadcast while you're not even at home. So yeah, you don't even have to be logged on for your show to broadcast. It's just a great, I see a lot of people getting into it, and they're having like the time of their life.
Okay,
It's really fun.
Okay, so the $64,000 question, and this is the one that I'm always interested when I hear about stuff like this. Is what is the efficacy rate of success insofar as people, let's say, going from an internet radio show to the real deal, or who has tens of thousands of listeners? Because it sounds to me like it's almost like putting your song and your album up. We're going to do a show on this, a story on this. I just read a survey of, like it's 95% of the people who put their CDs up on the internet sell less than 1,200. Which is really what the same number was before the internet, when it was just CDs coming out of the labels. The number hasn't changed, and I suggest that
There are
of course,
people on there. There are people on there with tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers, and I actually studied it for a while because this really fascinates me. Everything from
where is the what surveys are we quoting here? I always
I'm just looking, I'm logging in and watching and listening to other people broadcasting, and you can see how many people are listening in and tuning in.
We want the data. That's what we need.
You want me to bring some numbers next week?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's
That's
some
my
numbers.
question.
There's 3 dudes who huddle around a webcam, and all they do is talk about sports, and they have this interesting chat, and they get